Oh, what's up, guys? My name is Yodiko5 and welcome back to an episode of the FC25 Tenerife Career Mode. Before we do get into this video, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to also hit that notification button so you never miss a video. We start off today's episode with just looking at the evaluation of our squad at this moment in time. We played a fair few games. I just wanted to talk out the squad and how I feel about it at this moment in time. I feel like we've got a strong squad and I feel like those players are improving at this moment in time. Jan Bissek has obviously handed in a transfer request, but he seems to get more game time, so that hasn't really come about. Lewis Hall is developing well. He's into the 82s now, which is really nice. Valentini seems to be kind of showing a lot of potential at 77 rated at this moment in time. Haven't seen too much progression from Noah Mikic at 71 at 20 years old. It might be a potential kind of thing that we might look at in terms of the right-hand side, depending if David Rodriguez stays at the squad. Moving further forward to the midfield, I feel like Ruiz is working really well, moving up to the 80s now. Chris Rigg, Buadidi, I feel like they're all working well in their own regard. But one person that has shocked me is definitely Aratz Aguilar. He's been an absolute menace in front of goal, and he's definitely proving his worth as a Tenerife striker, that's for sure. Becker leading the goal scoring stats, 17 and 17, but just behind him there, 16 and 19 for Aguilar. There's not many people near there. Liso with 8 and 17, Alvarez with 7 and 19 there, Daniel James with 7 and 19. So there's a few more people that are contributing to the goal factors instead of relying on the same old players, which is quite nice to see, in fairness. I feel like we've always had been kind of a majority of it where it's been Sherrod Becker that's contributed to the goals, and then we've had the odd ones kind of scattered about here and there, but really happy to see that that's the case. But we've got a first game against Mallorca away from home, and we will be simulating this fixture. Still on the title charge, still within some sort of reach between ourselves and Real Madrid, so we just need to keep doing our thing, and hopefully the results will coming otherwise. We did get a 1-0 victory with Sherrod Becker getting on the score sheet in the 37th minute, and that was all she wrote in that one. We did a clean sheet and only the one goal, but very happy nevertheless, as we did get ourselves over the line, that's for sure. But now we turn our attentions to European action as we face Celtic away from home. Really interesting tie this is, to be honest. We're pretty much guaranteed to qualify, if not into the playoffs. I feel like it's just a case of just kind of putting our best performance sort of in, and hoping that the other results kind of work around us at the same time if we were to slip up. But we should be in a good position, and I feel like we have been. Our European campaign has been pretty good, in fairness. I've been quite shocked of how well we actually have played. I was a bit kind of apprehensive going into it, shall we say, because I don't think like we've got the squad to go all the way. But at the same time, you just never know. It depends if the draw kind of works in your favour and you draw teams that not as kind of top level compared to what they needed to be. And potentially we could be in that sort of position where we actually look at it and think, you know what, we're actually really in a good place at this moment in time. So you never know. We've got to get the job done today, and hopefully we can kind of get ourselves an easier draw into the round of 16. But this is going to be lined up to face Celtic. As you can see, it's a fairly strong side, to be honest. We're not messing about in that way. We still want a result. It's Managon in goal as always. Back four of Hall, Kouassi, Spiliers and Mikic. Midfield of Buadidi, Diarra and Ndunbo. Cruz on the left, Lacer on the right, and Aguilar as the lone striker today in the game against Celtic. It's a strong side to face a decent Scottish side, in fairness. So let's get into things and let's see what we can do against Celtic. I wasn't too sure what to expect at this moment in time. Obviously, as we go on further in the career modes, the team sort of changed. So if Celtic have made some decent signings, and they look to have a good side, but we look to start the game nice and strong ourselves here as Lismi Cruz runs into the area. Dispossessed at that moment in time as Bernardo now picks up the first Celtic there, and a lovely challenge from Diarra finds himself in possession with many other blue shirts around him. Does well to skip past his man, in fairness, but he's been absolutely wiped out. And let me know, is this a red? Because I feel like that's a red. I feel like Paolo has really got away with that one. I felt like it was really like harsh challenge, and I feel like we've seen many of them go against us, and we've been red carded for those. So a little bit of inconsistency, and as you can see, he's completely slided in. He's got none of the ball whatsoever. And I don't think we've seen times where we've been sent off in that moment in time. But free kick taken there, as you can see, as Lewis Hall puts the ball into the area. Fraser picks up possession just on the edge for Celtic there, as they look to be able to stem an own attack there, as Fraser now running forward on the ball, tries to see if he can get it off to a teammate, and he finds Adam Edar, the ex-Norwich City man, puts it over to the right hand side of his teammate there, with Lewis Hall trying to kind of get the ball off him, not to be on that occasion, as they now play it into the area. It's a great opportunity, as you can see, as Diarra now runs out with the ball in the area, and that was a very good opportunity for Celtic to get themselves a first goal in this game. But now we look to go and get ourselves one ourselves here, as you can see, Diarra now running with the ball, and he's had a very strong start in this half, in fairness, as he finds Ndumbo on the left hand side, nods it onto Lismi Cruz, now an opportunity to get the ball into the area, but cross blocked, now falls out to Lewis Hall, maybe an opportunity to find a teammate once again there, as Lewis Hall on the edge of the area poises with it, finding Aguilar, now over to Diarra now, there's many green and white shirts in front of him, but he's going to fancy his chances right from here, and it's just a shot that's straying wide, really unlucky at that moment in time, but not to be on that occasion, and we still are 0-0. I feel like both sides have started pretty well, and as you can see on that table on your left hand side, we are currently sitting third place, so should all be good in fairness to be able to finish the top 8 and not have to play in the playoffs. But we're going to have to focus on this moment in time as Celtic are through here. That is a very good interception from Kouassi there, just putting the part, not kind of touch on, but Madigan collects. Wasn't too sure if that was going to count as a pass back, but not to be on that occasion, thankfully. And we are now on the attack with Diarra stemming it once again here as he finds Aguilar. He's in support of many others as he fits it himself, and that is a very good opportunity taken from the keeper to make a big save, and he's done exactly that. Unfortunately, Aratz Aguilar couldn't take his chance in that moment in time, and we still are 0-0 at this point. Celtic are really putting on a decent threat, to be honest, and it does eventually go out for a throw, and there's a lot of pressure was put on from Lusby Cruz, but not to be on that particular occasion. But we're still creating a lot of chances, and it's exactly what we want. We just need one of them to come off as Diarra now fancies chances for going forward. Once again there with a decent effort, and this time saved from the keeper as they look to be able to clear their lines, and they do exactly that. They look really strong in defending as much as they're coming under a lot of attack. They look really good to be able to get the ball out into the areas and really cause a threat. Now McGregor on the ball for Celtic. 28 minutes played, still no goal scored in this particular tie, as they now look for an opportunity to see if they can have a first in the game as the ball is whipped into the area. Kind of dangerous cross initially, but Malagon comes to the rescue and does collect that particular one as Lusby Cruz tries to nod it on, but unfortunately dispossessed straight away. Celtic now with an opportunity straight away after having that one perfect chance before. A really good chance here, as you can see, and Madigan makes a meal of it, in my opinion. It goes up for a corner kick. Nothing kind of eventually kind of comes to it, but at the same time, that was a very, very kind of lucky bit of moment from Madigan, because he really did seem to kind of catch that by kind of the best strengths to his what he can show on the pitch, because he has been a very good goalkeeper for ourselves, and he's definitely kept us in a lot of ties. But I thought at that moment in time, he was going to have a chance wasted. But as you can see, Celtic pushing him once again and putting a lot of pressure on. Once again, Madigan forced into a big save as Mikic can't clear, and now another opportunity from Celtic from very short range, but not to be converted. And we now are into the second half. Engels on the ball as he finds Adam Idar. Celtic are on search of their first goal of the game there to break the deadlock as Adam Idar strides forward, trying to depossess him at that moment in time. But he goes back to Taylor. Now onto Idar once again there as he goes back to Taylor once again. Taylor with an option to find Bernardo there as he holds onto the play and he gets past his man. It's a good pass in the end. I think it was a touch, but it's a pass and it's also a goal. I'm not too sure I got the end of that. I think it's Engels, and it's Celtic 1, Tenerife 0, and we are now trailing in Glasgow. It's a very good game so far, but Celtic have definitely had the better chances of the two. We've posed a lot of threat in the first half, but the second half we didn't start strong enough, and unfortunately we are now trailing with 60 minutes on the clock, half an hour left to play. Can we get ourselves back into the tie? Bernardo now on the ball once again, trying to find Taylor as he finds him on the left hand side. Celtic mounting the pressure now as they are in search of their second goal after breaking the deadlock. Adam Idar finds Engels, the goal scorer. He just can't seem to trouble the keeper enough though, but it's triple substitution. Iqbal Senhaji, Agroni coming off of Pua Didi, Aguilar and Noah Mikic. You can obviously kind of see it, look and think, well, that's a bit of an odd move. You're kind of doing a defence, midfield and attack. Well, I feel like this is what's needed at this point in time. I don't think Mikic has been good enough on that right hand side, and it's a chance for Agroni potentially as we look to be able to stem an attack straight away as Yanis Senhaji picks up the ball, finding Adrian Liso on the right hand side. Opportunity for Liso to find his teammate, and he finds Senhaji, and that's a super block from Carter Vickers, and he goes out for a corner kick. Corner whipped in there, as you can see. It's a great ball. No one seems to latch onto the header, but it falls up to Zidane Iqbal there as he looks to nod it on, but unfortunately not to be there as Lusby Cruz now picks it up, finds Agroni with a lovely bit of fresh legs. He gets him in the great position in fairness, but he just can't seem to finish it on the spot, and it goes out for a corner kick. Corner whipped in from Lusby Cruz there, and it's a decent header from Spiliers, but not to be on that particular occasion. 15 minutes left in this tie, still trailing in this moment in time, and Celtic are mounting on the pressure as they look to search their second. You can only think if they get a second, it is game over, and it is 3 points dropped in the Champions League there with a lovely chance into the area they go. Fraser finding a teammate, looking for an opportunity potentially, but he takes it upon himself and he turns his man, he curls it past Malagon, and it's Celtic 2, Tenerife 0 with 15 minutes left to play. You can only but believe that this Champions League tie has slowly but surely kind of slipped away from us, and Celtic come out top trumped on the night. It's a very good game, but once again Celtic take their chance and they're doing the poke sound to be able to celebrate that one, and it's fair play in fairness because that was a lovely finish. Turns Spiliers and leaves a lovely clear space for him to curl it round Malagon into the back of the net, and we are now 2 goals behind. We make some more substitutions there once again defensively as Rob Cameron comes onto the pitch as well with Jamie Vasquez for Spiliers and Lewis Hall as we look to have to change it out from the back just to kind of just be less embarrassing, I suppose, because they are absolutely done on fitness also. But we look to create an opportunity straight away, and an opportunity created, and maybe a lifeline created. Celtic 2, Tenerife 1, and Dumbo chips it over to find Yenison Hadji as he looks to pick up the ball. He can't seem to do so, unfortunately. It's really frustrating when that happens. But yeah, a very, very good finish there from Sanhaji, I have to say, and it's given us some sort of lifeline. And the ball from Ndumbo was simply sublime. Thought the keeper was actually going to come out and collect that, but he didn't seem to be so. And we are now with only a 1-goal disadvantage. We've got 10 minutes left to play, but Celtic Celtic once again on the attack, and if they were to get a goal here, you can only think that's game over. With a lovely chance from Fraser, but just straying wide at that moment there as a goal kick is taken short from Malagon. Jamie Vasquez finding a Grony on the right hand side, many in support on the right with Adrian Liso there as a Grony has kind of actually injected some fresh legs on that right hand side. He's not a bad player in fairness, as he's much night fitcher. That much, so as you can see, Sen Hadji is played in here, and from being 2-0 down, it's 2-all. It's Celtic 2, Tenerife 2, 6 minutes left to play in the tie. From being 15 minutes ago in the tie where we were 2-0 down, it looked to be that we wasn't getting anything from this tie, but it looks to be now that we are at least claiming a point, and Yanis and Hadji has come to the rescue. A lovely ball once again looping into the box. It finds Yanis and Hadji, and he pokes it past the keeper to make it 2-2. This game has been nothing short but exciting, in fairness. It's been a very hard tie to play, in fair, and all honesty, also. It's been one of those where it's just been a bit kind of unpredictable, but Celtic once again going off the attack, and when they go forward, they look really dangerous here. For opportunity here for Engels, and he finds McGregor. Back to Engels it goes. Engels with an opportunity. He finds Adam Idar, and that is probably one of the best interceptions I've ever seen. Jamie Vasquez there, getting stuck in when it mattered most, and it looks to be that that might just get us a final point in the end, with one last attack for Celtic, one last push for the team from Glasgow. Another opportunity here, as you can see, trying to see what they can do at that moment in time, and that is a super save from Malagon. Agroni clears, and we wait for the full-time whistle, and it has been blown. Tenerife claim their place in the top 8 as Celtic are having to focus on the playoff spots, but it is a great step in the right direction for ourselves. A very tough tie against Brendan Rodgers' side as we look to go 2-0 down with 15 minutes left to spare. It looks to be that we're in a better position now with being 2-0, getting to 2-all, sorry, from 2-0, and Yanis and Hadji is the one to thank at that moment in time, thanks to the assist of Adrian Liso and Ndumbo at that moment. So yeah, it wasn't our best performances by any stretch of the imagination, but at the same time we was able to still get somewhat of a result, with bearing in mind that we were 2-0 down, and that's what matters most. And as you can see, Yanis and Hadji was very happy to get himself on the score sheet as well as on the team sheet, as he thanks us for being able to feature him in that particular tie, which is always very nice. But this is how it finished in the end. We finished 4th, 17 points, so we was actually 3 points off the top, which is quite nice to see, with Bayern Munich being the last place in actually no, they didn't, they got 9th, so wow, they didn't even qualify, so they will be going into the playoffs, and then I think it's up to 24 from where it's the playoffs, and anything below that, then it is unfortunately just nothing. Arsenal scraping the playoffs there, as you can see, but a few decent teams right down at the bottom: Shakhtar Donetsk, Benfica, Sevilla. Really interesting to see, in fairness, but unfortunately not everyone can qualify, and that's just how it works. But now it is Derby Day versus Las Palmas at home, a team that we cannot stand. Of course, they are rivals. It's really interesting on a rainy day in the Canaries. It's going to be an interesting tie against Las Palmas, who have only been able to record 1 win so far in La Liga. It doesn't seem to be that their league campaign has worked out as much as they would thought it would have done so, and it looks to be they're in desperate need of some points. This is the lineup: Malagon in goal, back 4 of Cancelo, Bissek, Valentini and Rodriguez, midfield of Rick, Alvarez and Ruiz, left hand side we've got Daniel James, right hand side we've got Amidialo, and up front we've got who else but Geraldo Becker. Very strong side in the derby, and let's get this job done. Let's get the win, and let's be able to claim ourselves in a decent position for La Liga and get our bragging rights against Las Palmas. Las Palmas look to start off nice and strong here as Fuster on the left hand side looking to get past Rodriguez, tussling with Rodriguez there, as you can see, as he looks to go back to Munoz with an opportunity to put it into the middle there, as you can see. Opportunity for Fuster once again, finding Kieran with an opportunity to find Campos. It's a great chance, and it's a big chance missed it, and they could have opened up the scoring within 4 minutes, but not to be on that occasion, and they still are level. Very, very good chance, I have to say. I'm not too sure how that didn't go in at that moment in time, but not to be on that occasion, and we still are at the 5th minute mark there, as you can see, as we find Carlos Alvarez to Geraldo Becker. They've had one chance. This is our first chance. It's Geraldo Becker, and this time he takes it. It's in off the post. It's Tenerife 1, La Palmas 0. Campos will be absolutely seething with that, knowing that he could have made it 1-0 to Las Palmas, but we've gone up the other end, we've scored, and that's exactly what matters most. And who else but Geraldo Becker leading the line for Tenerife. Lovely ball from Carlos Alvarez, shimmying past the defender, putting it into Geraldo Becker, leaving the defender dead and leaving no chance for the keeper to get onto that one. 15 minutes into the tie, Las Palmas did start strong, but I'm not too sure if their confidence will be affected by that goal, as Carlos Alvarez gets back in possession here with the right hand side options of Amid Diallo. Diallo's got many in the box here, and Geraldo Becker being one of them. As he skips inside, he finds a teammate with an opportunity to see what he can do at this moment in time. Amid Diallo puts it onto Chris Rigg. It's Rigg with the shot blocked, falls back out into the midfield there as Marcel Ruiz wins the initial header, but then they get back in possession here as Campos plays it over to a teammate, as you can see. Opportunity for Fuster to do so, and there's a lovely ball over to Campos. Campos is in here. The touch didn't really work in his favour, but he's still got a great chance. It's Campos, and that is a solid hand from Malagon, you have to say, keeping his side in it to put it out for a corner kick. 26 minutes on the clock, and as much as we're 1-0 up at this moment in time, you can only feel that Las Palmas have been the stronger side out of the two. They've definitely developed more chances in this tie, and they're definitely looking the strongest, that's for sure. If another chance for Campos, really seems to be the shining light for Las Palmas in this moment in time. But a lovely interception from David Rodriguez as he looks to find Carlos Alvarez, and he is finding there. Geraldo Becker in support at the same time as he uses his pace to get past the defenders. Hasn't got support, but he finds himself in a great opportunity, and it's just unfortunately set at that moment in time where the keeper saves, and that is the end of that particular attack. 34 minutes on the clock. It's been a steady game so far, but as I mentioned, Las Palmas will definitely feel hard done by, knowing they've had plenty of opportunities to get themselves back into the game and actually go 1-0 up at one point, with Lopez on the ball now for Las Palmas. Opportunity for Lopez potentially. He skips past his man as Valentini looks to clean him out cleanly, and the referee issues a yellow card, and a dangerous position for Las Palmas to take the free kick, and a great opportunity to see if they can get themselves back into this tie. It's a very kind of easy yellow card to give, in fairness. I wouldn't say that wasn't deserved at all, because he's completely wiped him out, and a very good opportunity as they play it short from the free kick. Lovely opportunity blocked there, as you can see, as it falls back out to Lopez. Lopez to Fuster, now to Kieran with an opportunity. Can they do anything? No, they can't. Amadiallo comes out of the play there, as you can see, as he plays a 1-2 going onto the right hand side. Finds Geraldo Becker in support there, as you can see, with nobody around him, but he fancies it all for himself. He skips past his man. It's Geraldo Becker, and he gets a solid hand at the keeper, and it goes out for a goal kick. 5 minutes left to play as a corner's whipped in there. Valentini with the header, and it's just straying wide at that moment. How that did not go in, I'm not too sure, but a very good opportunity, but not to be on that occasion. With 2 minutes left to play in the half, it's been a decent half for us, but as I mentioned, I still feel like it's been the case where Las Palmas should get back into this tie. Solid challenge from João Cancelo though, as he looks to be able to get that forward play up on the left hand side, but once again dispossessed as Lopez now picks it up for Las Palmas. Opportunity potentially is now Lopez on the right hand side trying to get the ball in. It's Campos now trying to go out at the edge to go back into the box. It's now Kieran with an opportunity back over to Campos. This is great for Las Palmas. It's Fuster, and he's been taken out from Bissek, and the referee has seen what he's seen, and he's issued a penalty, and Las Palmas definitely have one of the best chances they've had in the half to potentially get back level. And looking back on the challenge, it's very soft at the same time, but I guess he's kind of put him over to some degree. There's contact being made in the box, and he stopped him have a goal scoring opportunity, and now Lopez steps over the penalty, and Malagon saves. He goes the right way. He makes a massive save, and João Cancelo looks to be able to clear it, and he has done so. And that is the end of the half. Wow, Las Palmas will be feeling hard done by in that case. Have they been playing well and they just haven't been able to take their opportunities? I'm not too sure, but you can't miss opportunities like that whatsoever. That's probably one of the best opportunities they're going to have in this tie now, with an opportunity straight away swaying up in the second half, and it's Campos forced into the save. Is Malagon there with Campagnaya on the right hand side playing it back to Gil. Gil with an opportunity potentially there, as you can see, as Marcelo Ruiz gets stuck in with the challenge, finding Abdiallo, and he gets rid of play, but it's really struggling in this particular tie. Valentini off the pitch for Vasquez, as he is on a yellow at the same time, just shoring things up at the back. And yeah, it's a very tough tie to play, and half an hour left to play. Las Palmas has still got plenty more chances to get themselves back into the tie, that's for sure, with now, as you can see, playing it around the back. Alex Munoz on the ball, playing it into the middle of Gil. Gil over to Kieran over to Campos. Good play so far from Las Palmas. Lopez on the ball now, as you can see, finds his teammate Campagnaya, and Malagon take a bow, son. You've saved a penalty, you've saved numerous moments in this time, and you've probably made one of the biggest saves in this tie also, after coming out off his line and making a vital save. As you can see, substitutions made as Geraldo Becker and Carlos Alvarez leave the pitch for Dylan Pereira and Arat Aguilar, as we look to be able to freshen up the attacking options with 62 minutes on the clock. They play it short from the corner. Potential opportunity here, as you can see, is now another chance, but it just falls into Malagon's arms. 15 minutes left to play in this tie, and Las Palmas will feel like the clock is kind of ticking, and it's really now the chance to do something at this moment in time. Is another dispossessive moment from João Cancelo, as we look to be able to go up the pitch with Dylan Pereira offering a lot of support to the left hand side of Daniel James. Daniel James now striding forward, using his pace there, as you can see, with Aguilar into place. He looks to find Aguilar, he finds Aguilar, and also Aguilar finds the back of the net. It's Tenerife 2, Las Palmas 0. Is it deserved? So not, no way. And Las Palmas will feel so hard done by in this particular tie, knowing they've had plenty of chances from the 6-yard spot, plenty of chances one-on-one, but they just haven't been able to take their opportunity by any means whatsoever, and it's been very unfortunate for themselves. But that's just how football works sometimes. Even though that you don't deserve it, sometimes it just comes about, and it looks to be that we're going into another game with a big 3 points. Marcelo Ruiz there coming onto the bench there for Zidane Iqbal, as we look to be able to freshen up the midfield with not many minutes left to play in this tie. Las Palmas getting themselves kicked off there, as you can see, with Kieran on the left hand side looking to go past this man, finding Lodice now onto the middle there, as you can see, but Jan Bisek with the original interception, but it finds Tezgel, and that is a super save from Malagon, I have to say, putting it out for a corner kick, which is played short straight away there. No messing about whatsoever. They still fancy their chances. Gill now with an opportunity. They're not giving up, and that's another save from Malagon. He is absolutely on one today. Unbelievable stuff as David Rodriguez looks to clear his lines, and he does exactly that, finding Zidane Iqbal. Iqbal plays a straight ball over to Moreno on the right-hand side with an opportunity to see what he can do in this moment as he comes off the bench. Moreno now striding forward. A heavy touch, though, leaves him with losing play, and that's the end of that particular tie. A very good tie in the end. It was difficult to say why Las Palmas wasn't able to take their chances, but I can only say that Malagon was on top form, and he really was in that tie. There was no stopping him whatsoever, saving it from the 6-yard spot, saving it from so many opportunities where Las Palmas created, and they would feel really hard done by in that fixture, knowing that we only had a couple of chances and we took them. But as I mentioned, sometimes that is football, and they definitely have to suck it up, and it looks to be they will be tipped for relegation this season. Diarra is appreciated of the support he's been given at this moment in time and getting on the pitch, whereas Luismi Cruz has not been happy about his play time. You can't keep everyone happy at the same time. It's very difficult to do so. I picked the team based on who I feel like is best and who is fit at that moment in time, and that's exactly it, unfortunately. Team of the week, though, as you can see, a few players representing Tenerife, and Malagon was in the team of the week there, as you can see. Really happy that that was the case, because he was absolutely perfect for ourselves, and he's really proving to be an absolute brilliant goalkeeper, that's for sure. Looking at this game, though, we've got a massive tie against Barcelona at home in the Copa de España. We've already had 2 fixtures in the cup competition facing Real Oviedo and Espanyol, and now we go on to this game against Barcelona. It's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. We've had plenty of ties against Barcelona, and I'm waiting for many more, though, that's for sure. And now this is the lineup, as you can see. Malagon in goal, Hall, Spiliers, Quenza and Minkic as the back four there, and moving on to the midfield, we've got Iqbal, Buadidi and Alvarez. Right hand side Ahmed, left hand side Liso, and up front Geraldo Becker. Very strong side to face this Barca side, so let's hope we can get the job done, and let's hope we can be in a good position to get ourselves through to the semi-finals of the Copa de España. Barcelona look to start quickly as Morelio is dispossessed from Noah Minkic as it looks to go out for a throw in there, as you can see. Morelio now with for an opportunity to find Bruno Fernandes as it plays over to Lenglet. Now back to Morelio there, as you can see. Barcelona doing what they do best and just passing it around nice and frequently, doing what they can do and pull teams apart, as Fernandes now a potential ball into the area, but no, but as you can see, toying on the idea on the edge of the area, but Quentin with a solid challenge in the end, finding his teammate Amad Diallo. Amad making a 1-2 as it looks to be, as Carlos Alvarez looks to find Geraldo Becker potentially, who makes the run. Geraldo Becker 1-on-1 with the keeper. Can he do so? And he gets his goal. Tenerife 1, Barcelona 0, and Geraldo Becker takes the first chance that presented to him, and that could be a massive goal in this Copa de España tie, that's for sure. Great effort from Geraldo Becker. Lovely attacking move stemming from the original tackle from Quenza, being able to push up the pitch even further forward, and Carlos Alvarez once again getting in the assist for his man Geraldo Becker. Really impressed of how we've played so far, and really impressed how we've kind of represented ourselves. So let's see if we can continue it on, and a lovely finish from Geraldo Becker, poking it past the former Arsenal and Juventus keeper Wozniak Szczesny. 12 minutes into the tie, Barcelona will feel like they've been hit with like a brick wall at this moment in time, knowing that we've started fairly quickly, but they've definitely got a chance here, as you can see. Benjamin Sesko looking for an opportunity, but once again Quenza with a lovely challenge, finding Buadidi this time as he plays it over to the left hand side of Adrian Liso. Geraldo Becker in support, can he find him? He looks to loop the ball into the area there, as you can see. Decent enough ball, but Becker can't seem to latch onto it, but it does fall back out to Buadidi, who wins the header. Now onto Zidane Iqbal, and it is shot blocked back over to Liso on the left hand side. Potential ball in there, as you can see, and that acrobatic effort was made from Zidane Iqbal, but not to be on that occasion, it looked to be, as now a ball potentially whipped into the air once again. No, it falls back to Iqbal. Iqbal with a chance, he finds Carlos Alvarez, but the touch messes it up, and you could only feel like if the touch was slightly lighter, then a goal would have been the case. But now, as you can see, Liso striding once again there on that left hand side, tries to get a shot off, but it is originally blocked, as we look to be able to see if we can get ourselves a second goal in this tie. Very tough to say if we will or not, in fairness, because it's so kind of hard to call. Barcelona can just go up the other end and score, you just know they're capable of it, but Benjamin Sesko losing out on possession as Amad Diallo wins the header. Zidane Iqbal finding Carlos Alvarez, but he's dispossessed at this moment in time. Now, as you can see on the right hand side, an opportunity to do something as Santos picks up play, finding his teammate Casado. Casado over to Benjamin Sesko as he nods it down to Fernandes. He's got a chance here, Fernandes, and you cannot give him that sort of space whatsoever. It's Tenerife 1, Barcelona Barcelona 1, and Bruno Fernandes fires his side back in level into a position now where they are looking to be able to see if they can kind of build on that and get themselves a second goal. Lovely nodding from Benjamin Sesko. Fernandes in no man's land in that point in time. Nobody around him whatsoever, and unfortunately we just couldn't pounce on that particular moment in time, and they do get their goal. Kickoff starts straight away as Alvarez finds Adrian Liso on the left hand side as we look to be able to play it over to Becker, but Liso dispossessed at that moment as Bruno Fernandes now on the ball, looking to find Benjamin Sesko potentially, but he plays it over to Moreno on the left hand side. Now Rodriguez as they look for another attack here straight away after they scored their first goal of this tie. Bruno Fernandes has got one. Could he get two as Benjamin Sesko makes the run? He finds Bruno Fernandes. He's got a great chance to make his second, but not to be on that particular occasion. With 45 minutes on the clock, we've got +1 left. A potential last attack here for Barcelona as Bruno Fernandes finds Moreno. It's Benjamin Sesko. Opportunity here as you can see, and it's a lovely fingertip save from Malagon, and Spiliez looks to clear as the half-time whistle has been blown. It wasn't a successful first half, but it wasn't a poor first half at the same time. He managed to break the deadlock, but at the same time he didn't build on that, and that's what was the unfortunate factor of this game. Second half now, Barcelona look out to come straight away here as you can see as Santos on the ball playing it over to the right hand side of his teammates. Opportunity to get past Lewis Hall potentially as he finds Casado. Now over to Benjamin Sesko. He looks to turn his man. We can't depossess him whatsoever, and you cannot give Sesko that space whatsoever. Tenerife 1, Barcelona 2, and we are now trailing against the Catalan side. It's so difficult to be able to say that we was going to be in this position because we were 1-0 up and cruising, and all of a sudden it can just kind of switch, and it's really, really frustrating. But that's what you get when you face Barcelona. But substitutions to be made as Ndumbo comes onto the pitch for Adrian Liso as we look to have to freshen up the winger sides. We do put on Diarra for Zidane Iqbal, though we've still got plenty of time. Can we do something? Ndumbo finds Sherrera Becker straight away, and as I mentioned, we've got plenty of time. We've got plenty of time to get a third because we've got our second. Sherrera Becker makes it Tenerife 2, Barcelona 2. Ndumbo coming onto the pitch and already getting assist of this tie. Unbelievable stuff from Ndumbo, an absolute massive impact sub, that's for sure. And we are back level against Barcelona. How long it's going to last for, I'm not too sure. Are we going to get in front? Are Barcelona going to get in front? It's very hard to determine at this moment in time, that's for sure. But 53 minutes on the clock. Barcelona looking to see if they can get themselves another goal in this tie, and they're looking very good for it at the same time. On the right hand side, they might get a ball into the area potentially, and they're running into the box. It's a great run. It's to Casado. Casado now over to a teammate potentially, but Lewis Hall with a lovely interception. He looks to be able to steer the ball away from danger and do something in this moment in time, finding Buadidi over to Ndumbo, 1-2 being made potentially, and as you can see as he makes the run, Alvarez looping it over to Ndumbo, and that's a lovely ball there as he picks it up in stride, trying to get past his man. He has been absolutely wiped out at that moment in time. No yellow card given, but a free kick awarded. Potential chance for Buadidi from this free kick there as the ball is whipped into the area. Sherrera Becker is there, initial header won by a Barcelona defender there as it falls back out to Buadidi as he pumps it back into Alvarez. Alvarez now over to Amadiallo. Amadiallo potentially could do something at this moment in time, but Rodriguez making a solid challenge, finding Moreno there on the left hand side as he looks to be able to see what he can do in this moment in time. Fernandes now on the ball, over to Sesko. Sesko now with an opportunity. Can he do something at this moment in time? Pedri now on the pitch for Barcelona, over to the right hand side. Lewis Hall dragged wide there, back to Santos it goes, but they're really poising a threat now, Barcelona. This could look dangerous for himself there as you can see as Santos finds Pedri. Pedri now with a chance potentially. Could he shoot? Could he pass? He finds Sesko, and Sesko finds the back of the net. It's Barcelona that take the lead once again. It's Tenerife 2, Barcelona 3, and Benjamin Sesko fires his side in front for a second time in this tie as they do get in front, and it's really frustrating because you only felt like going it back to 2-2 that we might have a potential chance, but Barcelona once again kind of making them hopes slightly dimmer. Substitutions been made as Quenta comes off to the pitch for Leon as he hasn't really been good enough in my opinion. Also with Amadiallo leaving the pitch for Lismi Cruz, just trying to freshen it up in terms of fitness wise. I know you could question why we were making a defensive move, but at the same time it might steady the ship and might do something at this moment. Leon can't get the interception though, and it might go from bad to worse, but Malagon straight on his toes there and does really well with the initial save as he looks to go back out to the Barcelona. Pedri now on the ball. Pedri with an opportunity potentially, finds Sesko, and Malagon denies him of his hat-trick. 18 minutes left to play in this time. We've still got a chance to get back into the tie, just whether we will in fairness, as Lewis Hall makes a solid challenge there, playing it down the left-hand side for Ndumbo. Plays it in Ndumbo, lovely, and you know he's got pace to be able to see if he can get himself apart from the defenders, but Lenglet catches up, but he finds Sherrera Becker. He cuts inside Sherrera Becker, and he's probably been dispossessed at the worst moment for us, but the best time for Barcelona. What a tackle that was from the Frenchman, and now we're still in possession here as Carlos Alvarez is initially taken out, but referee doesn't deem it as a foul and still remains in possession for Barcelona here as Benjamin Sesko finds Morello on the left hand side. Morello now striding forward with an opportunity to see what he can do in this moment in time. He cuts in on the right, finds Benjamin Sesko there, and Madagon with a super save in the end as Hall looks to get clear and now look to go on the attack. But we've only got 2 minutes left in this tie, very much the case where I feel like this is it for ourselves, and we're going to be going out of the Copa de España, but we might have one final chance. You just never know. Leon with a solid challenge, finding Luzmi Cruz here. He's got fresh legs. Can he get himself up there? Finding Geraldo Becker. Becker's got pace. We all know that, but it has gone out for a throw-in. +2 on the clock. 1 minute already played of that additional time. Throw-in taken. Luzmi Cruz now with a chance. He cuts inside. He's got a great chance. He cuts inside once again, and the shot's blocked. Oh, you could only feel that's that odd chance just right there and then. As you can see, a head-in-hand sort of moment as Ndumbo steps over the corner. Corner whips into the area. Surely no one can latch onto it. Diarra wins the initial header, but it falls out to Benjamin Sesko, and it looks to get it clear. Becker now wins it back, though. He's still playing in this time. Ball whipped in. Very poor ball. Nothing to be made of that one whatsoever. Falls back out to Ndumbo, but the referee blows his whistle, and we do crash out of the Copa de España. Very unfortunate after retaining it for 2 times in a row, but I guess we've got to give someone else a chance to win it. We're not going to win it every year. It's as simple as that. As much as we love the competition and we love to compete, there's no other way to say it than it was just that we lost out to the better team on the day. Had a few chances to get ourselves back into the tie and could have potentially gone 2-0 up at one point. But at the same time, that's football. And as I mentioned, you don't have to play good to be able to win games. But I feel like Barcelona did at that moment in time, did do a very good performance, that's for sure. Looking at the La Liga table now, and things are kind of shaping up in fairness, and things are looking slightly closer to what we've normally seen. Going down to the bottom of the table, though, as you can see, still many teams struggling, and one of them is Las Palmas. Only 1 win in 22. It's probably one of the worst campaigns I've ever seen. Only 8 points across the board as well. But looking at ourselves, we're currently second. 22 games played, 18 won, 1 drawn, and 3 lost. Currently sitting on 55 points with a game in hand on Real Madrid. So we could shorten the gap between ourselves and Madrid to 3 points, which wouldn't be too bad, and we're gaining another advantage on Barcelona. So yeah, I feel like we're in a good position at this moment in time. It's obviously now we're into February, so whether it's going to be the case where we can be able to kind of carry this on and being able to go even further forward, I'm not too sure. But at the same time, I feel like we're in a very good position at this moment, and hopefully it continues. But that is it for this particular episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.